An opportunity today to introduce the Aramaic language. There are a few instances of the Aramaic language in the Bible, and the Aramaic language was the language of the street. You could call it the mother tongue of the rabbis and the mother tongue of Jesus. The Hebrew language was reserved for worship and for religious study, but the Aramaic language was the language of the street, the mother tongue. If you were at the market, if you went to a football game, you would greet each person on the street in Aramaic. Joseph, are you aware of Aramaic? Have you heard of it before?
Yes.
So it shares the same alphabet as with Hebrew. So that's one advantage. We don't learn a new alphabet. And it also shares a lot of common words. Sometimes there are differences in spelling, but they're subtle, and the underlying meanings of the words are the same in many cases. They're very closely related languages. And it reads the same as Hebrew. So why don't I give you a chance to read something in Aramaic. The Hebrew Bible contains Aramaic in the books of Daniel and Ezra, and it's also found in one verse in Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 11. And I can give you those references at some point if you want to look at your Hebrew English Bible on your phone. You can find in chapter 4, for example, of Ezra, verses 8 through 11, chapter 4, Ezra, 8 through 11, that it's Aramaic. And likewise, we can give you the verses in the book of Daniel, and the one verse in Jeremiah happens to be chapter 10, verse 11. But here is a nice bit of Aramaic. Joseph, maybe you want to read it for us and get a feel for the sound of Aramaic, and you'll see how close to Hebrew it really is.
Okay. Ibna Taim Run
Nice.
Lehom Elahaya
Well done.
Li
Careful now. We want to make a dalet into a lamed for some reason.
Di Shemaya
Nice.
Ve'ar Ka La Ve'ar Ka
Mm-hmm.
Lo
Good for you. That's a special case where it's low. Well done.
Avadu
Good. Continue.
Yeivadu Meyar A
Good. Me'ara.
Umin Tehot Shmaya Eile.
Nice. Here's the translation. Ki na temun lahom. Thus shall ye say to them, Elohaya dishemaya va'arka lo avadu, the false gods who did not make the heavens and the earth, yevadu me'ara min dechot shemaya ela. They shall perish from the earth and from below the heavens. These false gods shall perish.
Is that Jeremiah 10:11?
It's not clear to me. I believe it is, because the last bit of narrative says the Hebrew Bible contains one Aramaic sentence outside of Daniel and Ezra. It is found in Jeremiah 10, verse 11. Yes, I believe that's it.
I even see
Here
it
we
in
have, wow.
I even see it in the presentation. I've ever read that scripture.
Okay,
Yes.
nice. Here we have some breakdown of the verse. Kidna temrun lahom, thus shall ye say to them. Ki plus dina is equivalent to zeh. Hebrew word zeh means this. And we may recall that the kaf at the beginning of a word means like or as, just as it does in Hebrew. The word amar means to say, just as it does in Hebrew. When we add the tav prefix and the u suffix, we get a future tense. Tamrun, a future plural tense. They shall say, or you shall say. Rather, you shall say, plural. And lahom is the equivalent of the Hebrew lahem, which means to them. So as we develop our Hebrew vocabulary, we can also leverage that knowledge to quickly be familiar with some Aramaic as well. Joseph, there are some Hebrew Aramaic equivalents here, 3 Hebrew words and their Aramaic equivalents. Do you want to try pronouncing them for us, and maybe you remember what they mean?
Yes.
I'll make it bigger for you also.
Okay. Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
Elahayim. Elahaya.
Right. So in this case, we know that sometimes God or Yahweh is written as Elohim, but there are also instances where Elohim refers to false gods, or to earthly rulers, even like earthly masters. So in this case, they're referring to the false gods. That the false gods will perish. How about the next one?
Shamayim
Mm-hmm.
is equal to Shemaya.
I'm sorry. Right. That's the word for heavens, the heavens. Shemayim, heavens. And lastly, our friend.
Lo.
Uh-huh.
Lo.
Yeah, also pronounced low. And we know what that word means. So very good. That means no.
No.
All right. There you go. All right. Very nice. So the root avad also occurs in Hebrew, although its meaning serve is inappropriate here. The meaning is clearly make. So the verse refers to the false gods who did not make heaven and earth. Lo avadu. Ark of Shemaiah lo avadu. Heavens and earth they did not make. And so on and so forth. And so now you have a new window open to you on Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 11. And you can enjoy it in the original and celebrate the Aramaic, which is a nice thing. It's a nice addition to your toolkit. I just thought that would be a nice change of pace for our general lesson today. I think many of our learners are interested in the Hebrew as a window to understanding the Bible in a new way or a deeper way, and having some awareness of the few passages that occur in Aramaic is certainly part of that deeper experience. So that's all I had for our YouTube presentation. We can do a little bit of drill, and then you'll allow me to rest up for the next class.